Hello friends, Mr. E here, and if you've been following Hive Scum for a while, you'll know that back in the day, ranged Hive Scum was all the buzz because of a simple talent called pickpocket down here, but that has since been nerfed so that you can't trigger it with range attacks. That means we're going to have to rely on being in our melee, melee configuration to get some ammo back every once in a while. That means we can't just stay spraying all the ding-dong day, which is, it kind of sucks, but hey, we're going to work around that here today. We're going to be doing a ranged Hive Scum with Desperado, and it's going to do very good. It will do wonders in Auric. You'll have absolutely no problem breezing through Auric, murder everything, and then on Havoc, we're pretty damn ammo independent there as well. We can have a pretty good uptime on our ultimate ability and really be able to do quite a bit of damage. So how are we going to set this thing up? Let's go ahead and get started. We're starting off here with the bone saw. I just have my typical bone saw that I use on all my other bone saw related builds. That's going to have unyielding, carapace, refined lethality, and shred. Just good for dealing with any random enemies you might encounter. Stacking up those toxin stacks on bosses is helpful if you don't want to waste ammo or you don't have a ultimate up at the moment. You can also use this to dunk into crushers and get them weakened up. Putting the purple toxin on bosses and on armored targets is very helpful for your whole team. It's a unique debuff that only this bone saw can apply, so it's actually quite nice to have around, and I think this is a great weapon to secure a special or an elite kill, which will be important for grabbing pickpocket if you get low on ammo. So yeah, that's our melee setup, but here is our range weapon, Infantry Autogun, the Vrax Mark V Infantry Autogun. I think this is probably the strongest range weapon you can boast with the Hive Scum right now. It's got some competition from the dual Uzis, it's got some competition from the Shredder, but for my money, I think this one is really where it's at. Very fast reload time, lots of damage buffs. You can see Dum Dum and Fire Frenzy on there, so we can actually kind of tear into enemies. It does a lot of damage when this thing is fully stacked up. So flak and unyielding, we're going to be ripping through those bosses, ripping through Reapers and bulwarks when their shields are knocked back, as well as all those flak armor gunners, etc. We're going to be using this mostly while running and gunning around the map. It's also a weapon that has a ton of mobility, so we can just kind of sprint around very, very quickly and get close in enemies' faces where we kind of want to be, just spray down with this thing. As far as our Curios down here, I don't know why I have all 3 plus max staminas, but we're going to want to grab probably 2 of these as our maximum toughness, and then you can have 1 as a stamina. If you really feel like you're needing that stamina, probably even all 3 max toughness, to be honest with you. But definitely grab yourself some stamina regen so you can get that back. Ally Revive Speed, Combat Ability Regen. Ally Revive Speed, very good in this build because we can simply use Desperado to stand in the middle of the fucking open and get an ally off the ground when we are immune to ranged attacks. So yeah, just go full toughness, I guess. There's no real demand for stamina in the build. We're just going to be playing like that. Okay, cool. Let's go into the Stimm lab. This is the Stimm lab. So the Stimm isn't really all that important for our stuff. We could add more in here, but I think it's preferable to have just better uptime on your ultimate, because that is really your bread and butter, right? That's going to allow you to keep shooting your gun for free, and if we can shoot this gun for free the entire game, we're going to be doing pretty good by ourselves. So we've got just cooldown regen, and then this Hypex here, this is going to give us an additional 75% ability cooldown regen when we get a melee kill. So this is going to make it so that we can get half of our cooldown off. Basically, that's what this would translate to. When we have this Stimm active, if we're getting kills with the melee while our Stimm is active, we're going to get, another full 20 seconds worth of cooldown out of the Stimm. And I think that makes it pretty dang valuable. As well as that, we're going to go over here into the talent tree. And so the talent tree is going to go up here at quick and deadly, voice of tertium, in your face, then burst of energy, sticky hands, float like butterfly, and speed loader. All this here gives us a ton of accuracy and crit chance and damage when we're close in with this gun. It also gives us our toughness back. It also gives us a very fast reload speed. I'm going to grab the rocket launcher here. One of the great things that we can do here is we have extra talent points to spend, so we can grab the strongest blitz and throw that in the build, which would be the rocket launcher. We'll go Tisbit of Scratch, and then Alley Rat here. We have incredible dodge distance with Alley Rat, and that combined with Jittery out here means that we can get this crazy just dodge all the time. If enemies try to pin us down, we're like, whoop, nope, not even close. I'm now 15 feet away from you. Joke's on you. Then we'll go Sample Collector, and we'll head over to the left to get Gunslinger improved. This does actually add up over time, right? Since we're gonna get this is 10% more ammo for you, and it gives it to everybody else as well. So if you are to take a hit on a med crate, not a med crate, an ammo crate, you'll get 40%. If you take a second one, you would get 80, That's on Havoc 40, by the way. And that means that everybody else, including you, will get an extra 8%. So that'll actually top you off, or get you pretty close to topped off. You'll get to 100% when everybody around. If you take 2 hits and everybody else takes 1, then you'll get to 100% if you are hugging ammo like that. Long lasting, we have to take this, but it also gives us another 5 seconds on our Stimm, which means while this Stimm is active, at a maximum, we're looking at getting a 20 seconds cut off our cooldown, which isn't half bad. The base cooldown of Enhanced Desperado is 45 seconds. That is why, first and foremost, we have combat ability regeneration on here, so we can cut that cooldown down a lot. And yeah, and then we're going to go only with pick your targets here. This node here, Focus Resolve, is not very impactful. Only 5 seconds. That's not very good at all. But this is very good. 15% damage and 15% range rending. Now let's go all the way out here to the right first. We'll go all the way over here and take the extra pouches for the blitz charge. I think this is very valuable. You know, an extra rocket is kind of a big deal. So yeah, that's definitely a good node to take. But we'll come over here in the center line and take Hive City Brawler and Street Tough. This is just extra damage resistance. Easy peasy, right? Plus Street Tough, if we do happen to get whacked in melee, this will knock everything around us back, which means we can get the heck out of there. We're going to be a very, very, very hard little bugger to pin down. Then we'll do extra damage versus elites and monstrosities, which applies to our ranged. And here for our ranged, we'll do the ammo jack to get our clip size up. We'll take unload, so we can really get a bunch of extra damage when we're spraying. We'll take sweet spot, because this weapon does do quite a bit of sweet spot damage if you are just kind of like drilling on the headshots. Pickpocket, which is our way of, if we are actually at like bare minimum ammo at the very bottom of the mag, we can use this to get our ammo supplies back up, and in total that would give us like I think two more mags to play with. It's quite a lot, and it's not that hard to swap into because we are quite mobile. We can get in there and pick off at least one enemy. And then we'll take Vulture's Mark with just Patient Hunter here. Vulture's Dodge doesn't really provide us too much because yeah, a lot of melee attacks it doesn't proc for them, and range attacks we're already dodging when we're in Enhanced Desperado. But this will give us range damage, movement speed, critical chance. Generally overall, it's pretty good. But yeah, just make certain that you are in spray down pretty constantly. It's a little bit tricky to keep up because you lose all your stacks at once. That's why we take Patient Hunter here. But let's go ahead and demonstrate some cool tech you can do with this. So first and foremost here, can you, Stephanie? Can we be quiet? Yeah, so first of all, when you are spraying down, when you're shooting enemies, you can spray the entire magazine when you are not using your ultimate, and then when you get to the bottom, go ahead and press it at that point. And that will give us a full magazine without using any ammo. So that is a great way to get some free ammo in there. Additionally, if you are to, you know, spray, and you watch your timer getting low on your ability, make certain you throw a reload before the ability ends, because if you miss it by even like a half a second, it'll take the ammo out of your mag. But there's one other really cool thing we can do here. If we say reset our ultimate cooldown, and you want like a cool little tech, if say we were gonna like shoot all of our ammo out here, right? While we're on a cooldown, let's shoot it all out. And then we'll get to the end, we'll start reloading our gun. If we stop right then, right before that last racking animation, now, the next time we have our gun ready to go into spray down, by pressing the ultimate, it automatically equips and reloads our gun, right? So it does this, but now watch what happens with my reload, when I reload here. Boom, we're ready, we're back in the action. So yes, you can do the same mechanic that you can do on the Skatari with this here. So we can skip all of that reload time. Crazy, because it's a stage reload, and we saved where we were at in the stages. And oh, I gotta remember, see, this is what happens if you're a little bit late on reloading at the last second there. But yeah, a couple of little tricks you can do there. And then the reason we have the Stimm set up as we do is so when we're using our ult, you know, we can do that whole thing. The Stimm, do not use your Stimm when your ult is active. There's no reason to, right? It's not gonna do anything. We can't get cooldown back while we are in the spray down. But when this thing does end, and you know, say we shoot all our ammo out and we're ready for the next ult to come up, well, then we need to go ahead and swap to our melee, and that's when we'll Stimm up, because now when we're stimmed up, those melee kills we're going to get over this next 20 seconds, those are all boosting our cooldown. It's getting it way up so that we can be that much shorter. And you'll see me from time to time in the gameplay. I think in the gameplay I forgot to even have the Stimm equipped as I do now, but yeah, I think in the gameplay you'll see me just defaulting to my melee weapon for periods of time so I can conserve ammo. I played on that the new sort of event modifier where there's no ammo drops in the map, just to kind of simulate what it would be like with like very scarce ammo around, and it seemed like it worked pretty fine the whole time. So there you go, guys. Hopefully a pretty fun ranged Hive Scum build. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Mystery out of here. Bye-bye.